It's time for high school basketball on your local sports leader. Classic Hits 97.9 XFM. Let's go courtside for pregame information.
Welcome to the final day of the 88th Annual National Trail Conference Tournament. I'm Matt Robinson. Dustin White and I are happy to be bringing you the remaining games, all four of them today, from Altamont as we start things off with the seventh-place contest between Cowden, Herrick, Beecher City, and South Central. We'll move to the consolation game. That is Windsor Stew Straws taking on North Clay. And then the third-place game, St. Elmo Brownstown and Altamont. Then that session is over. They clear the gym and get ready for the main event, tonight's championship game, St. Anthony versus Dietrich at 7:30. We've had some questions. Going to mention it right now. Doors open here at Altamont at 6:45. If you don't have a ticket, that is when you can purchase tickets before the game at 7:30 tonight. We understand both St. Anthony and Dietrich have sold out of their allotment of tickets, so the only way to get a ticket now is here at Altamont at the door.
Yeah, my advice to you is don't show up at 7:15 and hope to have a very good place to sit or a place to sit at all. That's just, I think you want to get here when those doors open and get yourself a ticket. And why not? It's going to be a fantastic atmosphere. Last night was incredible. And really, we've had some great games. Thursday, Friday, going back to that Thursday triple header, we've had 5 straight just incredible competitive games. And you look at the matchups today, and there's really no reason not to think that we won't get more of the same. As really on paper, they all look pretty good.
Well, these two teams played to a double overtime game just before the NCC tournament that took a half-court shot to send it into overtime for CHBC, and they eventually came away with that victory. So it'll be a fun one today with South Central looking for a little revenge. CHBC looking for another win in the conference tournament. If they win again then this week, that'd be the first time in a long time that they've picked up multiple victories here at the NTC. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more pregame information. South Central and Cowden, Herrick, Beecher City coming up in the opener on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
Did you know that you do not need a referral to come to Pro Rehab? It's called Direct Access, meaning you can call Pro Rehab directly for physical therapy. Direct Access saves you time and money. Pro Rehab in Effingham and Newton will get you back to where you want to be. Don't let pain or injury hold you back, especially when a solution is a phone call away, especially when you have Direct Access. Give Pro Rehab a call at 217-606-3004. Pro Rehab is your best first choice in physical therapy.
Have you recently changed jobs or contemplating retirement? Does recent volatility in the financial markets have you wondering whether you will still be able to meet your financial goals? Hi, this is Mark Niebury, a financial advisor with Smith Moore in Effingham. If that describes you, take a deep breath and relax. Let the Smith Moore team help you navigate these uncertain times. Stop by our office at 401 South Banker Street or give us a call today at 217-347-5225. Smith Moore, member FINRA and SIPC.
Good luck to area basketball teams from Mathey Heating and Air Conditioning. Make heating and cooling troubles a thing of the past. Looking for an HVAC contractor you can depend on? Then look no further than Mathey Heating and Air Conditioning, your local Heil dealer. Heil has the latest in indoor air quality control. Contact Mathey Heating and Air Conditioning today at 217-690-8020. Mathey Heating and Air Conditioning is your local elite Heil dealer.
This is the Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota pregame show. For all your transportation needs, see Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota as they celebrate 65 years of serving the area.
Back at the 88th Annual National Trail Conference Tournament, setting up for a big day of basketball. 4 games for you. Gail's back at the studios. She has done a great job this week, along with Lauren, producing our games back at the studios. Caleb and Swade here with the live stream today on our YouTube channel, and we appreciate Elizabeth helping out throughout the week as well. And Dustin and I, we've managed to make it all week long. That doesn't always happen. Someone can lose a voice. Some sickness can get involved. We've seen that over the years between Greg and I.
Yeah, it's January. I don't know if you heard this before, but people get sick sometimes in the wintertime. But, we've done well, I think, as far as staying healthy, keeping those voices working, and we've had a lot of fun. It's been a good tournament. You had to kind of sort some things out in the quarterfinal round, but once that happened, then like I said before the break, it's been good basketball for the last couple days.
Yeah, it really has been, and like you say, I'm looking forward to all of these games, and people can say, the seventh place game, it doesn't really matter. Teams have lost some games to get to this spot. I think if you ask those kids out on the court and the coaches on the bench, especially, what does this game mean to you? Boy, a win in this conference tournament and on this floor at Altamont, I think it means a lot.
Well, I go back to the play-in game talking to CHBC coach Tanner Thompson after he beat Neoga by 4 points, and I said, it's just got to be a good feeling to get a win in the tournament. And he said, well, yeah, we haven't done that since I've been here. This is his fourth season. And so by virtue of getting that win, that ensured that they'd be playing on Saturday for the first time since he's been there. So you don't tell me it doesn't mean anything to them to not be listening to this or watching this at home instead of being on the floor at Altamont. It's got to be quite a good feeling. And when you're trying to build a program like he's doing, then this is another step in the right direction.
And it's been a challenging year for South Central as well, with some situations that's developed injury-wise, player personnel-wise. And a win here at this point in time, boy, that could get you feeling good headed towards the rest of the remaining, third of the season.
Well, and outside of just the context of the tournament, I mean, you talked about these two teams playing not long ago and CHBC getting that double overtime win. Well, you lose a game like that, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth because you think about the what-ifs and what could we have done differently. Well, if you can answer that and get yourself a win against the same team not too long later, well, that's with regionals around the corner. Any shot in the arm you can get, any sort of good juju that you can get is going to be very important for you to make the best run that you can in the postseason.
Yeah, and these two teams, they come in with records. You don't want to make it sound like they're 1-15, 1-20, something like that. Now, Central's 11-12 on the season. Cowden, Herrick, Beecher City, they're 10-13. These are teams that have won games throughout the year, and it's just that you're in the top 1A conference in the state, and you literally have the top-rated team in 1A basketball in St. Anthony that's going to be playing against Dietrich, who is getting a lot of attention in the polls, rightfully so. And you've got Altamont and St. Elmo Brownstown that are both also getting a lot of attention around the area and in the state, and those are your top four teams right there.
Well, what I've always liked to do with the NTC girls and boys is, look at those records outside of your conference opponents. And there's a lot of interconference play, whether it's actual league games or being in the same tournaments. But you throw all that out and just look at how they fare against the teams from, purely outside the national trail, and they do well. I mean, the girls probably a little higher win percentage than the boys, but still, it's pretty noticeable that when they go outside of this 9-team radius, then they're playing good basketball and showing what this league is all about.
Coming into this tournament, the teams were 80-52 against those outside opponents. So that's well over 500. That is a good representation of the conference. Overall, the team records are 103-75 before this tournament began. So that gives you an idea of the strength of the conference and the toughness that it takes to make your way through this entire week of NCC basketball. So we're going to take a break. We'll come back and get you set with the starting lineups for CHBC and South Central here on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
Enjoy the value, quality, and convenience of Nemrick's family.
Tom Henderson State Farm Insurance helps people manage the risk of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and help you realize your dreams. Contact Tom Henderson today.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a vehicle that works for you. Check out Northside Ford's selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs today.
Person-to-person money transfer. Easy, the way it should be. Learn more at crossroadsbank.com. Crossroads Bank. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
Compass Advisory Group is here to guide you in the right direction for all of your investment and insurance needs. Contact Kurt Strohmeyer or Corey McDaniel at 217-347-9697.
Video and audio streaming of the 2024 National Trail Conference Tournament is proudly presented by Premier Broadcasting, 97.9 XFM and KJ Country 102.3.
Hi, this is Kathy from Barlow Lock and Security. Secure your home or business with a customized system from us. Good luck, area teams, in the tournament.
Thanks for watching the NTC Tournament, provided by Premier Broadcasting, 97.9 XFM and KJ Country 102.3.
Back at the 88th Annual National Trail Conference Tournament, let's meet the starters for this first of 4 today and 3 in this opening session. For the visitors, the South Central Cougars under head coach Blake Dorian, they're 11-12 on the season. They will start Cage Heaston, the 6'1 junior, number 12. He averages about 4.5 points a ball game. Max Magnus, a 6-foot senior, wears number 14. He comes into this tournament averaging 10 points a game, but he struggled a little bit as he's been a focus of the other teams. He's only scored 5 thus far in the tournament. Callaway Smith, number 20, a 6-foot junior, is averaging about 6.3 points a ball game. He has 9 tournament points. Seth Bergman, a 6'2 junior, number 40, at 7.5 points a ball game, has 5 tournament points thus far. And Jacob Smith, 6'2 senior, wearing number 45, came in averaging about 3.5 points a ball game, but he has 16 tournament points for the South Central Cougars, who, again, are 11-12 on the season. Now, Cowden, Herrick, Beecher City, they played an extra game compared to the South Central team. So when you look at their point totals, that'll be reflected there. But Tanner Thompson has them in this with a record of 7-13. Carson Evans, a 5'8 senior, number 3, gets the call at the point guard spot, averaging 3.2 points a game. He has 10 in the tournament thus far. Clayton Wojcik, a phenomenal athlete, great basketball player, 6'3 senior, wears number 4. He has 54 tournament points, and he's averaging about 14.5 points a game. Caden Callum, a 5'8 junior, wears number 12. Callum has 10.2 points a game, has 14 tournament points. A.J. Radloff, a 6'1 junior, wears number 14. He plays a forward spot. He's averaging 4.1 points a game, has 13 tournament points. And Gage Norton, a 6-foot senior, wears number 22. He holds down the post position. Norton averages 10 a game, and he has 26 thus far in the 3 games they've played in the tournament.
Yeah, Lorton hasn't put up huge numbers scoring-wise for this team, but there have been some situations in late games for him where he has made some free throws, made some shots for them, done some big stuff in big situations. It's not always about the full numbers, but sometimes when you do things, and that's something that Lorton has brought to the table.
Well, jumping it up, it's going to be Heaston and Wojcik. Wojcik wins the tap, and the Bobcats will have the first possession. As they bring it up the left side of the court, look over the zone. It's a 1-2-2 look for South Central. That's the defense that we've been traditionally seeing out of Coach Doring for the last few years. Lorton has it in the corner, skips it out top to Evans. To Wojcik, still way out on the perimeter. Wojcik puts it on the floor, put off the side of the center circle as he and Evans play catch. Now Wojcik takes it over to Evans. Evans moves to the center circle. As players rotate around him, he gets it on the right side now to Callum. Callum circles it back out top, hands it to Evans. Evans on the left side, patient trip. They do get it to Wojcik, squared up for a deep 3, didn't take it. Goes back out top to Evans. Evans finds Radloff high post, looks in the corner to Callum. 3 on the way is good. Caden Callum connects on the first 3 points of the ball game, and a patient trip results in an early score.
And getting it into the paint and then the kick back out, the defense collapsed a little bit, and Callum with the room to shoot, put it up and in.
So a pass on the wing for South Central, kicked out of bounds by Callum. It'll stay with the Cougars along the sideline.
And I actually thought the space for CHBC all started on the opposite wing whenever Wojcik pump faked on that three-pointer. Everybody sort of flinched toward him. Then they moved the ball quickly and were able to get the open look.
Magnus around a screen at the top, worked into the lane, now kicks it out on the side to Smith, and it appears the Bobcats are in a 1-2-2 zone as well. So Magnus goes into the lane, ball got knocked loose, tried to get it to a teammate on the wing, and the pass is out of bounds. It'll be a Cougar turnover.
Obviously their first of the game. Although at 6:39 in the first quarter, you might think there'd been more than one possession, but CHBC had the basketball for such a long time to get the game started. That was just the first possession for the Cougars.
So the Bobcats handle out top as Wojcik's calling out the play. Takes it to the right side of the top of the key where he's matched up with Heaston, who came over to pick him up. They go on the wing to Evans. Evans out top to Wojcik. Wojcik Drives to the left side, cut off, got it over to Evans, back to Wojcik. Fakes left, goes right, rises on a jumper, knew he left it short right away. Rebound grabbed out of there by Seth Bergman, and the Cougars will push it. Bobcats back defensively, so Magnus pulls it back and sets things up from the center circle. Goes to Smith. He tried to force it inside. Pass knocked away from Jacob Smith, and it's a second Cougar turnover as Callum brings it up court. He ran into trouble at the free throw line. It was picked up by Heaston. Heaston then was tied up by Wojcik. Possession arrow, though, keeps it with the Cougars.
So that'll be after the second South Central turnover. CHBC gives it right back there first. So see what South Central can do on its third possession if they can get in sync a little bit.
Magnus works it on the wing to Heaston. Heaston flips it back out to Magnus. They work it around to Callaway Smith. Down to Bergman. Seth holds on the right side, goes back out to Callaway Smith. Now they find Jacob Smith at the free throw line. Turnaround jumper from 15 is good. Jacob Smith scores the first Cougar point, and it's now 3-2 Bobcats.
Coach Doring was imploring his players to move offensively as that ball gets knocked away from CHBC on the sideline and out of bounds. Bobcats will keep it, and they really didn't, but Smith settled for that long jumper and was able to connect.
Evans works it to Wojcik, center circle, bounces it high post to Radloff. He turns, looks to the left, and finds Evans. Evans brings it back out to the center circle, goes across the top of the 1-2-2 zone, finds Radloff in the middle. They get it to Callum for a corner three. Shot no good. Easton grabs the weak side rebound, and he pushes it up the right side of the court. Goes underneath, got around the defender, and lays it up and in.
Yeah, good job by Heaston there. I mean, you kind of recognize so far you haven't really been able to get yourself great looks against the half-court defense of those Cougars, so you just bump it up the floor.
And now, speaking of bumping it up the floor, the Bobcats tried to get it off to the right side, and knocking it away was the Cougars, but they hit it off of Wojcik, so it'll be a turnover, the second for the Bobcats. Magnus from the top of the key, goes to the left side, hands it off, way out on the perimeter of Seth Bergman. Bergman goes towards the left wing and hands it to Magnus right along the sideline.
Pretty close.
Ooh, now he's pretty close to the timeline, but he dribbles around the defender, looks to Heaston in the corner to Smith. That's Callaway. Double team coming, so he throws it back out to Heaston. Heaston hooks a pass to the left side to Magnus. Now they get it down in the corner. A three on the way is no good for Seth Bergman. Rebound Lorton, and he's on the run. Brings it up the right side, gets into the lane, and got fouled. Magnus and Heaston were both there. We'll see who picks it up.
So both teams sort of employing that get a defensive rebound, don't wait, just push it up the floor. And, I've already talked about Lorton once this week about his ability to get in there, get that defensive rebound, and then take it up the floor himself. Not all guys that are capable of getting a lot of rebounds can do that, but he showed it there. He was fouled, by the way, by Max Magnus, his first.
First free throw off the front of the rim, backboard and good. The next one is nothing but net. Lorton hits them both. He has a pair of points, and it's 5-4, almost halfway through this first quarter. Cougars with the ball, trailing by 1. They work it on the side to Bergman. Bergman looks in the lane. There's another 15-footer on the way from Jacob Smith, and when they've been able to get him the ball at the free throw line, he's made them pay.
Yeah, and that's kind of just the opening in the CHBC zone, and it's, it's not a real high percentage shot from there, but so far Smith has been able to hit them both.
3:40 on the first quarter clock as the Bobcats play catch around the perimeter. Now they try to lob it, and they do get it to Wojcik on the opposite baseline. He was covered up by a pair of Cougars, got it to Radloff. Radloff jumped into the air and came down with it. That'll be a travel in the lane as the Cougars were right there defensively, forcing the third turnover on the Bobcats.
Yeah, so all of a sudden after South Central turned it over twice on its first two possessions, they have fewer than the Bobcats now.
Magnus into the lane, looking, finds Callaway Smith. Corner three on the way, off the heel of the rim, no good. But an opposite side rebound grabbed by Jacob Smith. They swing it around the perimeter. Magnus tries to go into the lane, and we've got a whistle and a foul.
Wojcik picking up his first, so a team foul for each of these clubs. 3:13 to go in the first quarter.
So it'll be Cougars inbounding the ball with Heaston on the baseline. Teammates set up in the box around the lane. Heaston's looking, still can't find anybody, and that is going to be a 5-second call. So, good defense by the Bobcats to deny anybody, and it's the third South Central turnover. As we see their first substitution of the ball game, Weston Nielsen in the ball game to replace Cage Heaston.
Yeah, the freshman got on a little tear on his three-pointers in the second quarter last night. Hit 3 in pretty quick succession. That was all the scoring he did, but it was pretty big at the time, helped them build a pretty good lead.
Bobcats handle a little full-court pressure. They get it up court. Wojcik tried to rifle the pass inside to Callum. It's knocked loose, and the Bobcats turn it over for the fourth time as the Cougars come out of there with it. Now bringing it up the left side, it's Max Magnus. He gets bumped and fouled.
It's going to be Callum getting this one. His first 2 team fouls for the Bobcats. But, after getting off to a pretty decent start, HBC has looked a little, maybe a half step behind here in the latter portions of this first quarter.
Max Magnus around a defender at the top of the key, rises on a 15-footer at the free throw line. Shot no good. Rebound eventually claimed by Gage Lorton. So Bobcats could take the lead this position. They get it into Lorton. He got bumped but made a pass out of the lane, gets it back in the paint, and he's going to be called for a double dribble. They say he dribbled it trying to control that pass and then took another dribble to make the move, and it's another Bobcat turnover.
Cougars up to 5 turnovers now as South Central gets a couple more subs into the game. It's like Seth Jones is going to enter the fray, and then also I'm looking to see, maybe they just got the one sub in there. No, Heaston's back in the game.
So handling it out top, it's Magnus. He goes to Nielsen on the wing. Nielsen flips it down in the corner to Jacob Smith. He's the only Smith on the court right now for the Cougars, and his pass along the sideline was tipped out of bounds.
Well, he was in trouble as soon as he caught that ball in the corner. The trap was really kind of already on its way to him as they anticipated the ball going there, but went out of bounds off of the Bobcats, and South Central will keep it.
So Heaston goes right, bounces it to Weston Nielsen in the corner. He holds. Now the double team's coming and gets it out to Heaston. Heaston fires it across to Magnus in the center circle. Goes back to Heaston. He looks down in the corner. That's Smith. Smith back to Heaston on the wing. Got into the lane, kicks it out top to Nielsen. Nielsen takes it to the left side. Now back out top. They go to Heaston. Corner, they find Smith. He makes a move from the baseline, gets into the middle of the lane. Turns, puts up a shot from 10, no good. Rebounds on the floor, and Carson Evans claims it.
Smallest guy on the floor goes in there and gets it.
He hands it off to Callum. Callum brings it up short with a pass to Lorton at the top of the key. He was in a crowd, but he maintained control and got it to Radloff. Radloff to Evans, and Evans is going to set things up from the center circle with 1:23 to play in the first quarter. 6-5, South Central with the 1-point lead. Bobcats with the ball. They try to go inside to Radloff, and Radloff got bumped from behind, and the foul's coming against Jacob Smith.
Yeah, Jacob picking up his first. That's 2 team fouls for the Cougars. Remember that Jacob Smith got into a little bit of foul trouble in South Central's game against Windsor Stu Straws last night, and I think with that in mind, Coach Doran goes ahead and has him take a seat with his first, and Seth Bergman back in.
Evans bounces the ball into Lorton. Lorton immediately double-teamed, but he dribbles through it, gets into the lane, tried to get up a shot, and he's fouled.
I think it's going to be Seth Jones this time. That is the case. Seth picks up his first. So 3 fouls for the Cougars, and they say that Lorton was in the act of shooting too, so he'll get a couple of free throws.
1:11 to play in the first quarter. Free throw on the way for Lorton is good. He has 3 points. He ties this game up at 6. Windsor Sioux Straws has made their way into the building. Their team sitting down to our left. Free throw on the way is good for Lorton. He has 4, all of them at the free throw line, and it's a 7-6 advantage now for Cowden, Herrick, Beecher City. Magnus to the top of the screen, gets top of the key, got a screen from Jones, penetrated the lane and kicked it out to Nielsen. He was quickly covered, so he skips it over to Heaston. Heaston bounces it on the wing to Bergman. Bergman holds high, now gets it back to Heaston, over to Magnus, left side. Magnus trying to direct some traffic. They find Jones in the middle of the lane. He kicks it in the corner to Nielsen, and the freshman buries a 3. Weston Nielsen has his first point, and the Cougars have a 2-point advantage. 9-7 with 35 seconds on the clock as Lorton has it in the middle of a crowd. Gets it out top of the key to Wojcik. Wojcik looks to the left side. They try to go inside to Radloff. It was knocked free. Radloff gets it back, loses it again, picks it up again, works for a shot in the lane, and somehow he banked it up and in. A.J. Radloff ties it at 9 with 15 seconds to play in the first quarter.
Took a lot of work to get that shot up finally, but once he was able to, he got it to connect.
Magnus works it over on the side to Nielsen, way out on the perimeter, 6 seconds on the clock there at the center circle. Magnus now has picked up his dribble, bounces it to Jones. Jones to Nielsen, corner three, just ahead of the buzzer, is no good. And as the first quarter comes to a close, we're tied at 9. South Central and Cowden Herrick Beecher City in the 7th place game of the National Trail Conference Tournament on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
At Washington.
Since 1937, Geckner Brothers has been proud to support local and area teams, and that continues with this year's NTC tournament. Best of Success area teams from the family at Geckner Brothers.
Washington Savings Bank is here for you through every stage of life. We make banking easy and convenient.
Heartland Human Services is proud to sponsor the NTC tournament. Your physical and mental health are similar. Take care of both for a happy, healthy life. If you've got a passion for helping others, apply today at heartlandhs.org. Video and audio. Thanks for watching the NTC tournament. Provided by Premier Broadcasting, 97.9 XFM and KJ Country 102.3.
9-9 your score. South Central and Cowden Herrick Beecher's tied up after the first quarter of action. Dustin has your stats.
CHBC 2 out of 4 from the field, 4 for 4 at the free throw line, 1 for 2 on its threes. South Central got more shots up, 4 of 9 from the field, but they did not attempt a free throw. Went 1 for 4 beyond the arc. 5 turnovers for the Bobcats, 3 for the Cougars. 3 to 3 rebounding tie, as there were just not a lot of shots put up and missed.
Great ball movement by the Bobcats. They get a good look for Lorton underneath the basket, but he can't convert. Cougars come down with the rebound. 20 seconds into the quarter, they push it up court. They've got it with Callaway Smith on the wing. He looks down to Seth Bergman in the corner. Bergman working against Radloff, finds Nielsen out top. Freshman dribbles to the left side, still a zone from the Bobcats, the 1-2-2. As Nielsen gets it on the side to Bergman. Bergman out top to Nielsen, around to Magnus, corner to Callaway Smith. He looks inside, nothing doing. Now finds Houston cutting towards the basket. Goes underneath the hoop, sends it out to Nielsen for 3. Got it. Weston Nielsen connects again. He has 6. All of his shots from beyond the arc today.
Yeah, the freshman has some growing to do in some aspects of his game, but one thing he is right now is a good spot-up shooter. They find him open. He's got a good chance of knocking it down out there.
That 3-point lead matches the largest lead of the game for either team as the Cougars are up 12-9. The Bobcats looking for an answer. A corner 3 on the way from Callum, no good. Weak side rebound Lorton, but then he was stripped of the ball, and Cougars come out of there with it. Callaway Smith got it up to Nielsen, who crosses the timeline and slows things down. Works to the center circle, looks to Magnus, now to Smith left side. Smith rifles a pass inside to Bergman, got under the basket, draws a crowd out to Nielsen. 3 on the way is no good, but Magnus got the weak side rebound, tried to scoop a shot up. It's missed because he's fouled, and going to the line will be senior Max Magnus for the South Central Cougars.
Well, again, they drew the defense into the paint and got another good look for Nielsen. That time he was a little off, but good work on the boards by Magnus to get himself to the free throw line.
Free throw is up and good. Nothing but net for Magnus. He has his first point of the ball game.
Gage Lorton picked up the foul there. 1 for him, and first team foul for the Bobcats here.
Easton waiting to come in. If the free throw is good, he'll get the chance, and Magnus' free throw rattles home. So he has his first 2 points, and now he heads to the bench with 6:23 on the clock in the second quarter. So it's Callaway Smith, Jacob Smith, Seth Bergman, along with Weston Nielsen and Cage Houston for the Cougars. Wojcik bounces it up court for Evans. He's out there with Radloff, Lorton, and Callum, the starting 5 for the Bobcats. They go inside to Lorton. Works for a reverse layup, but he took an extra step to get there, and the travel was whistled.
You've seen a few of those, and you got to give some credit to the South Central defense collapsing down there after the ball enters the post. But it's been a little bit tough for Lorton and Radloff down there so far.
So Easton bounces it over on the side to Smith. That's Callaway. Gets a little screen, looks out top for Jacob Smith, who goes to Houston left wing. Houston bounces the top of the key to Berkman. He goes right side to Callaway Smith. Callaway Smith flips it out top to Jacob Smith. The Bobcats are in a man-to-man now. Jacob Smith holds, now goes on the attack, tries to work around Lorton, but Lorton's going to be called for a bump before any sort of a shot. It'll be South Central ball under the basket.
Yeah, just beat him off the dribble to the left, and Lorton kind of hanging on for dear life there, not wanting to get beat for a layup. But the cost of that is that he picks up his second foul. So Gage takes a seat for the Bobcats, and they'll get Wyatt Ruff into the game for the first time.
I believe this is the Bobcats' first substitution today.
It is.
5:35 on the second quarter clock as the pass was inbounded to Bergman on the left wing. He hands it to Houston out top. Gage, 6'1" junior, bounces it across to Nielsen. Weston Nielsen puts the dribble down, now looks across to the right side, where he finds Bergman. Bergman holds, waits for Nielsen to come back to get it to the left wing, bounces it to Callaway Smith. Callaway Smith works it from the right side to Houston. They're working the flex offense, are the Cougars. They've got it on the side to Bergman. Looks in for Nielsen, nothing doing. So he handles it out top, gets it back to Nielsen on the right side. He's going to catch and square for a three. It's off the heel of the rim, no good. Rebound's tapped out and controlled by Jacob Smith. Free throw line jumper for him this time, rattles out, no good. And Ruff grabs the Bobcat rebound. They push it up court. Evans is going to fire a quick three from the wing. It's no good. Rebound, Seth Bergman claims it inside for the Cougars.
He's got 3 boards, hasn't scored yet, but done some pretty good work down low despite that.
Bobcats in the man-to-man, pass to Smith. Evans thought he could get to it, but he couldn't. Smith tries to take advantage, drives in, leaves it high post with Bergman. Bergman got it to Heaton, shot no good. But on the weak side, Jacob Smith grabbed the rebound and put it up and in.
And he's got 3 rebounds as well, and all of them on the offensive side of the court.
Full court pressure from the Cougars. Wojcik gets it on the left side, pulls up for a jumper on the baseline, left it way long, and Weston Nielsen grabs the South Central rebound. They lead by 7, their largest of the ball game, halfway through the second quarter, and the Cougars are looking to add to it. They bounce it high post to Smith. Smith gets it across to Bergman on the right wing. Bergman holds. Paige Heaton kind of stumbled in the lane. Now he pops open on the wing. Gets it out top to Callaway Smith. 3 on the way, no good. Wyatt Ruff went up and grabbed that rebound for the Bobcats.
That three-pointer was in and out, though, for Callaway Smith.
They go to Evans' right side, back out to Wojcik as the Cougars still in that 1-2-2 zone. Callum finds Radloff at the free throw line. Flips it to Wojcik out top. Now in the corner to Evans for 3, and he buries it. Carson Evans has his first 3 points, and the Bobcats are back within 4, 16-12, with 3:23 to play in the second quarter.
It's only the 3rd field goal that the Bobcats have made. Evans obviously on the board for the first time.
Bouncing it on the wing to Nielsen is the Cougars. He holds out top. Now puts the dribble down, or holds on the wing rather, moves out top with the dribble, drives into the lane, puts a tough shot off the glass, no good. The rebound secured out of there by Wyatt Ruff.
He's doing a good job on the glass since getting into the game.
They push it to the wing to Evans. He finds Radloff cutting down the lane, and Radloff gets the shot up and in. He has 4 points, and we've got a timeout taken with 2:54 to play in the second quarter. It's a 30-second break. South Central leads Cowden, Herrick, Beecher City, 16-14 on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
Come see all the new and exciting Chevrolet and Toyota vehicles here at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham, or shop and buy 24/7 at danheck.com.
For over 30 years, SPS has been providing care to the surrounding area. Specializing in around-the-clock and hourly care, we focus on in-home and nursing home care. If you need help with your loved ones, call Mitchell or Sherry today at
16-14 the score. South Central had taken a 7-point lead, but since then it's been 5 straight for the Bobcats to make it a 2-point affair.
Yes, CHBC getting back into the game. Just didn't look quite as together at the beginning of this one as they have most of the week, but they're starting to make a game of it, obviously just down to 2 points.
Bobcats still in the man-to-man as they bounce it to Nielsen right side. He hands it back to Max Magnus. Magnus gets a Seth Jones screen, but they almost come together. Magnus does find Bergman at the top of the key, make it rather Jacob Smith, and Jacob Smith buries the top of the key 3. He has 9, and it's a 19-14 game.
Smith scored 9 points in the first half last night, and unfortunately foul trouble kind of kept him from being a factor after that point, but he's off to another good start here.
Bobcats got the ball to the center circle, and a foul was whistled out on the perimeter. As Radloff caught it, he was fouled by another 14.
That's Max Magnus picking up a second.
Wojcik out top with it, looks over the zone, flips it to August Cosart in the ball game for the Bobcats. He gets it back over to Wojcik, now in the corner to Callum, out to Cosart. He finds Ruff across the lane. Inside shot is good as he's fouled.
And he got Jacob Smith off of his feet and then used the contact to get the foul call. And, Jacob Smith is pleading his case to the official, but, you bid on the fake, you got off the ground, and then you're at the mercy of the offensive player there, and he's going to have to sit with 2 fouls.
What a pass from Cosart.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing was from 5 feet beyond the arc on the right side of the court, and he fired it to the left block, and it made it to Ruff. And Ruff is now able to convert the 3-point play to make it a 2-point game again.
Well, just right into the game, Cosart able to read the court like that. That's twice I've called the court the field so far in this game, but good job from him.
Easton has it right side. Gets a little rub screen from Bergman. Bounces it out top for Jones, who wanted to go to Callaway Smith on the wing. It was touched by Cosart and then hit off of Smith out of bounds.
Kind of just an unfortunate turnover there for the Cougars, but it is created, of course, by the ball contesting there by the Bobcats.
They beat the press through the Bobcats. They find Cosart on the wing for 3. His shot a little short. Boy, Gage Heaston, a great rebound in the middle of a lot of traffic. He clears it out and will bring it up court himself. Heaston bounces it to Nielsen right side. Gets away from the defender as he catches the pass. Stops, pops, a 15-footer, no good. Wojcik grabs the rebound for the Bobcats. He pushes it up the court. Gets slowed down by Heaston. Now gets a shove from Heaston as Wojcik went around him.
Yeah.
And then Heaston got the ball back at him, and he threw it at Wojcik. And we've got a technical foul whistled as Heaston just lost his head for a second there.
Can't have it right there in front of everybody, too. Not even particularly sneaky about it. And
so he gets a foul on the bump of Wojcik. Then he gets a foul with the technical.
So he's got 2 all of a sudden. South Central up to 14 fouls.
So South Central has 7 kids on the court.
Yeah, they had a couple of subs who wanted to come in, but they got to wait till some free throws are shot. So Lucas Bersot and Max Magnus will have their chance, but not yet.
Caden Callum was sent to the line to shoot the technical free throws. The first one's off the heel of the rim, no good. Next one on the way, again off the heel of the rim. So now they will send Wojcik. No, it wasn't. It was a common foul, and they're not in the bonus yet.
Yeah, that was the 4th. So, yeah, not just yet, but South Central dodges a bullet there, at least, that CHBC doesn't get the 2 bonus points.
So the Bobcats swing it around the perimeter. They've got it with Callum on the wing. He drives it inside, leaves it with Wojcik. Top of the key 3 is off the heel of the rim, no good. Ruff, though, grabs the Bobcat rebound, turns in the lane, puts up a shot, no good. Got his own rebound again, puts one up with the left hand. It's missed. Now we've got a rebound and a foul call.
Lucas Bersot was the one who came out of there with the basketball, and I believe he was fouled as he was trying to come away with that one. And that's going to be Caden Callum picking up his 2nd personal.
So it's 19-17 with 50 seconds to play in the second quarter as Max Magnus brings it across the timeline. He hands it off to Bergman. Bergman got it to Magnus. I think they're getting a little chippy out there.
I believe so.
Magnus trying to work around a defender, Lorton, or make it rather rough, and he's going to be fouled.
So Ruff will pick up a first. But, yeah, something happened out there around the arc, and Tanner Thompson didn't. Now he's kind of showing that he thought somebody threw an elbow out there, and he's pleading his case with the official. He's still talking about it.
35 seconds on the clock as the Cougars inbounded along the sideline. They get it out top to Weston Nielsen. He backs away from the defender, spins to the right. Still hasn't gone anywhere. Gets it to Smith to avoid a 5-second count. Callaway holds. Now finds Bergman. Seth holds on the right side of the top of the key. Put one dribble down, and now got it away to Nielsen. Nielsen around the screen, fires a 3, but Callum recovers to knock the shot away. It's picked up by Callaway Smith. 3 Bobcats around him, and Callaway's fouled.
Good defense by Callum, but then his play broke down out there. CHBC picks up the foul. August Cosart is the man who got it, and that's 5 Well, no, it's not 5 team fouls. It must have been Smith must have been trying to put up a shot, I guess, because they're still showing 4 team fouls for CHBC up there on the scoreboard. And so it must not be the bonus, but I sure wasn't certain.
I wasn't expecting a shot to be granted on that possession. I thought he got fouled on the floor, but it's now 20-17 as the first one was good. The second one's off the mark. Wojcik grabs the rebound. He blasts it up toward himself, gets into the lane, puts the shot up and in. Something woke up Wojcik as he just hustled it down the court ahead of the buzzer as the second quarter comes to a close. The score is Cowden Herrick Beecher City trailing South Central. South Central 20, CHBC 19 as the teams head into the locker room here on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
Diedrich Bank is proud to sponsor the NTC tournament. Diedrich Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Tom Henderson State Farm Insurance helps people manage the risk of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and help you realize your dreams. Contact Tom Henderson today.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a vehicle that works for you. Check out Northside Ford's selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs today.
Hi, this is Kathy from Barlow Lock and Security. Secure your home or business with a customized system from us. Good luck, area teams in the tournament.
Video and audio streaming of the 2024 National Trail Conference Tournament is proudly presented by Premier Broadcasting, 97.9 XFM and KJ Country 102.3.
Compass Advisory Group is here to guide you in the
Group Halftime Show. For all of your insurance needs, contact Corey McDaniel at 347-9697.
20-19, the halftime score as the South Central Cougars lead CHBC by 1. It's been a competitive ball game as we expected, as Cowden Herrick Beecher City has quarters of 9 and 10 for their total of 19, and South Central has quarters of 9 and 11 for their total of 20. Mentioned the Windsor Stew Straws Hatchets came in the first quarter. They are sitting to our left. The North Clay Cardinals came in during the second period. They are sitting to our right as we are expecting a great consolation championship game between those two, followed up by an excellent third-place matchup with St. Elmo Brownstown taking on Altamont later this afternoon, wrapping up the first session of the day today. The gym will clear, and then we will come back for the nightcap at 7:30. It'll be the Dietrich Moving Maroons taking on the St. Anthony Bulldogs. Pregame show around 7:15 tonight. And again, all of it here on Classic Hits, 97.9 XFM, 97.9 XFM, and our YouTube channel as well with the live stream. Dustin's worked on the halftime stats, and he has those numbers for us.
All right, thanks, Matt. South Central leading at halftime on 35% shooting. The Cougars 7 of 20 from the field. Hit 3 out of 4 free throws and 3 out of 10 three-pointers, so 75 and 30% on those two stats, respectively. For the Bobcats, 6 of 16 from the field puts them at 37.5%. They made 5 of 7 free throws, 71.4%, and they were 2 of 7, 28.5% from three-point range. Not a lot of rebounds to be had in the first half of play. South Central did have the 13-10 edge on the glass. Turnovers calmed down, a bunch of them in the first quarter, but CHBC just 1 turnover in the second, so they ended the half with 6, while South Central had quarters of 3 and 1 on their turnovers to have 4 at the halftime break. Individually, for South Central, 9 points for Jacob Smith, 9 out of their 20. He was 4 for 6 from the field, including knocking down the only 3 he took. Also had 3 rebounds, all on the offensive glass. 6 points off the bench for Weston Nielsen, freshman, 2 of 8 from the field, including 2 for 6 on his three-point tries. 2 points for Cage Heaston on 1 of 2 shooting, a couple of rebounds, a couple of assists for him. Max Magnus 0 for 1 from the field, 2 out of 2 at the free throw line for his 2 points. Callaway Smith scored a single tally. He was 0 for 2 from the field, but had a 1 for 2 trip to the free throw line with a couple of rebounds. 0 for 1 was Seth Bergman in the first half, but he did grab 3 boards. Seth Jones and Lucas Bersot, both of them played. Neither one attempted a shot in the first 2 quarters. For CHBC, nobody scored more than 4 points, but 6 out of their 7 players who saw action got into the scoring column. 4 points for A.J. Radloff, 2 for 2 from the field. He had an assist as well. Gage Lorton, 0 for 1 from the field, but 4 for 4 at the free throw line, so he's got 4 points to go with a couple of rebounds. Carson Evans, 1 for 2 from the field. He's got 3 points and a rebound. 3 points also for Caden Callum, as he was 1 for 3 from the field, 0 for 2 at the free throw line. A couple of points for Clayton Wojcik. He scored right before the end of the half to finally get in the scoring column. He is 1 for 4 from the field with 2 rebounds and an assist. Wyatt Ruff with 3 points off the bench. Had the traditional 3-point play. He was 1 for 3 from the field, made the only free throw he shot, and led all players with 5 rebounds in the first half. And then August Cosart, he was 0 for 1 from the field. That was a 3-point try, but he had a nifty assist in that first half as well. So 7 guys in for CHBC. You saw 8 play for South Central, and it's a tight ball game, 20-19. South Central leading CHBC at halftime of the 7th-place game. Matt.
Thank you very much, Dustin. Appreciate the hard work with the numbers over there, as you've done a great job all week. As we will take a break, come back with the second half of action here from the 88th Annual National Trail Conference Tournament on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
Diedrich Bank is proud to sponsor the NTC Tournament. Diedrich Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Tom Henderson State Farm Insurance helps people manage the risk of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and help you realize your dreams. Contact Tom Henderson today.
Washington Savings Bank is here for you through every stage of life. We make banking easy and convenient.
Heartland Human Services is proud to sponsor the NTC Tournament. Your physical and mental health are similar. Take care of both for a happy, healthy life. If you've got a passion for helping others, apply today at heartlandhs.org. Video and audio streaming of the 2024 National Trail Conference Tournament is proudly presented by Premier Broadcasting, 97.9 XFM and KJ Country 102.3.
We are getting set for the second half.
Guessing games can be fun.
At Altamont, as it's Cowden, Herrick, Beecher City taking on South Central in this 7th-place game. And Cowden, Herrick, Beecher City trails the South Central Cougars by 1. And Dustin, at times it has seemed like a Saturday morning start for these teams, but we've seen the competitive nature definitely pick up towards the end of that second half, second quarter.
We talked during our pregame about how they just played a double overtime not that long ago, and you wouldn't be surprising for some remnants from a competitive, hotly contested game like that to sort of spill into this one. But maybe halftime came at a good time, and we'll get out here and get all that behind us and play 2 good quarters of basketball, see who comes out in front.
Yeah, that was a Friday night affair, the Friday night before the NTC tournament started. So they played each other just over a week ago. As you mentioned, that could be some of the competitive nature that we've seen kick up here in that second quarter of action. Let's go ahead and take a 60-second break. We'll come back with the third quarter between Cowden, Herrick, Beecher City, and South Central, with the Cougars leading the Bobcats 20-19 on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
Diedrich Bank is proud to sponsor the NTC Tournament. Diedrich Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Tom Henderson State Farm Insurance helps people manage the risk of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and help you realize your dreams. Contact Tom Henderson today.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a vehicle that works for you. Check out Northside Ford's selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs today.
Video and audio streaming of the 2024 National Trail Conference Tournament is proudly presented by Premier Broadcasting, 97.9 XFM and KJ Country 102.3.
Both of these teams looking for a win to close out the National Trail Conference Tournament. It's the 88th annual edition. It's Cowden, Herrick, Beecher City, and South Central, and it looks like it'll be South Central ball to start this third period.
It's not going to be quite starters on the floor as Weston Nielsen is out there for the Cougars. Looks like Cage Heaston's going to remain on the bench to get things started here in the third quarter.
So Nielsen will flip it in backcourt to Max Magnus. Looks like the starters are out there for the Bobcats as they show a man-to-man defensively. South Central gets the top of the key to Callaway Smith. He goes to the elbow of the free throw line. Looks back out for Jacob Smith. Again, no relation between those two Smiths, just for the note. Magnus drives into the lane. Didn't like the look as the defense collapsed on him, so he kicked it out top, and the pass was tracked down by Bergman. He got it to Callaway Smith on the wing, who goes back out top to Jacob Smith. Callaway comes to get it from Jacob. He moves to the left wing where he leaves it with Max Magnus. Magnus drives the left side. This time he's going to take the layup and he'll score.
I mean, it's kind of the same progression of the offense as the first time. He didn't have the look he wanted the first time, but got the shot there.
Now, ball knocked up into the air at the timeline, but Radloff tapped it to Callum, to Wojcik in the corner to Evans. His three rims out, no good, but A.J. Radloff got in there, got great rebounding position, and sticks it up and in. Pass up court to Nielsen. Callum almost got it, but Weston Nielsen controls. They swing it around the perimeter and look to Magnus on that left wing. He steps to the elbow of the free throw line and then goes out top to Jacob Smith, to Callaway Smith. Callaway gets a screen from Jacob, now flips it to him with a little screen and roll from the top of the key. Catch and a layup for Jacob Smith, who's in double figures with 11.
Classic two-man game right there.
24-21 the score as the Bobcats push it inside to Lorton. Lorton, as he makes his move, took a step and got called for the travel.
Yeah, it was a bugaboo at times for him in the first half, and right there again trying to make a post move, just shuffle the feet a little bit. First turnover of the half for the Bobcats.
So the Cougars will try to expand on the lead against the Bobcats man-to-man. As Magnus got across the timeline, picked up his dribble, now makes a lazy pass, and it's picked off by Lorton. He'll drive for the uncontested layup. Gage Lorton has 6 now in the ball game, and it's a 1-point contest.
Oh, turnover for a turnover. Lorton evens the slate right there.
24-23, 6 minutes to play in the third quarter as Magnus goes to the right side. Gets a screen from Bergman, now flips it out top to Smith. Smith on the dribble, that's Jacob, hands it off to Callaway. He tries to go to the left baseline, got cut off by Lorton. Sends it out to Bergman, now to Nielsen. He comes around to Cutter, gets it on the side to Callaway Smith. Top of the key, Jacob Smith. 3 is good. Jacob Smith connects. He has 14 in the ball game, and a 30-second timeout taken by South Central with 5:39 to play in the third quarter. It's the Cougars 27, the Bobcats 23. High school hoops on Classic Hit 97.9 XFM.
Come see all the new and exciting Chevrolet and Toyota vehicles here at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham, or shop and buy 24/7 at danheck.com.
Person-to-person money transfer. Easy, the way it should be. Learn more at crossroadsbank.com. Crossroads Bank. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
What? 27-23 with 5:39 to play in the third quarter. The Bobcats will have it to bring the length of the court, trailing now by 4.
I mean, South Central called that timeout, but imagine that part of the Bobcats huddle was talking about maybe not leaving Jacob Smith so much room out at the top of the key as he's hit a couple three-pointers in this game.
Wojcik to the left corner where he's trapped by a couple of Cougars, flips it out top to Lorton, who hands it off to Callum. He's back towards the center circle. He goes to Wojcik, left wing, back out top to Wyatt Ruff, who's in the lineup. Ruff sends it over to Wojcik. Wojcik circles back out top. Now flips it in the corner to Callum. He looks in the lane for Radloff. Couldn't make the catch, but it's off of his hands right to Wojcik. Wojcik drives the left side, puts the shot up and amongst the crowd, and got it to go.
Sometimes a busted play just leaves you an opening, and Wojcik recognizes that, catches that one, and realizes that he's got a little bit of a seam to go to the basket.
And Wojcik picks up Magnus as Magnus tries to bounce it and does to Seth Bergman. Bergman to the top of the key, back to Magnus right side. He goes to the right baseline, cut off by a pair of Bobcats, but kept the dribble alive. Circles to the wing, now drives into the lane, and he is fouled. Will it be Lorton with the help or Wojcik, the initial defender?
I think it's going to be Lorton reaching in from the back, and that is the case. He picks up his third. Would have been the second for Wojcik, so maybe CHBC would have rather it was on Clayton, who was guarding the man. But, it was pretty clearly Lorton reaching in there.
4:40 on the clock as the free throw is up and good for Magnus. He has his 5th point of the ball game. Makes it 28-25, a 3-point edge. Substitution for the Bobcats. August Cosart into the lineup, the 5'9" sophomore. Played a little bit in the first half. Is in for Lorton.
Yeah,
as Callum ran to the bench, but they're going to get Lorton out of there.
Well, he's probably not used to Cosart coming in for Lorton. He's probably used to Cosart replacing him in the lineup. But in this case, got to get your guy with 3 fouls out of the contest.
So a dribble for Magnus as he puts the charity shot up. It's off the back of the rim, but bounces high and hits the front of the rim and drops through. So Magnus got the second free throw as well, and it's 29-25, a 4-point lead for the Cougars. Cosart for the Bobcats. Looks underneath to Ruff. Ruff, nice move, but got a little too far into the basket. Hands it off to Wojcik, and then we've got 3 seconds whistled in the lane as Ruff never vacated the paint.
Don't see it called a lot, but there, it's pretty clear that it all kind of started with him losing the handle on the basketball momentarily and just in there for a lot longer than he intended.
So with 4:24 on the third quarter clock, Callaway Smith's going to set the offense against the Cougar or against the Bobcats man-to-man. They go to Nielsen, now high post to Jacob Smith. Jacob holds, now squares up, fakes the long 2, and instead bounces it out to Magnus. Max Magnus from the wing, gets it out top to Bergman, who wanted to go inside to Smith, but stepping in front is Wojcik. He got the steal. Cougars turn it over for the second time. Wojcik back to Radloff halfway through the third quarter as they play catch out top, and Callum has it now. He's on the right side, bounces it into Ruff. Ruff couldn't handle the pass. It's between his legs. Magnus picks it up, and then we've got a whistle, and we've got the official going up to the scorer's table to talk to him. I believe that's a warning on the sideline for the Bobcats.
So it was CHBC's third turnover. Yes, they warned the CHBC bench.
I think for being out of the coach's box is what I can figure. Inbounds to Jacob Smith. He looks to the cutter. That's Max Magnus. He lays it up and in. So Magnus has 8. Makes it 31-25. Wojcik up court, gets into the lane, leaves it with Cosart. Now to Callum. Callum at the top of the key, hands it to Radloff at the free throw line. Over to Cosart. Wing 3, no good. Rebound Callaway Smith, and then he got bumped, and it's Ruff picking up the foul, I do believe.
Yeah, they give it to Ruff, so that's 2 for him. Lorton's got 3, Callum and Ruff with a couple apiece, and that's 2 team fouls for CHBC here in the third quarter.
So with 3:20 on the third quarter clock, Magnus hands it off to Smith. That's Jacob. They get it out top to Bergman. Now to Magnus right wing. He holds with Callum right there, Wojcik right there in the man-to-man defense. Now puts the dribble down, gets a little screen, rises on a long 2 just inside the arc. It's no good. And Ruff grabs the Cowden Herrick Beecher City rebound. Or Beecher City Cowden Herrick rebound. Bobcats have the ball. Wojcik gives it to Cosart. Cosart out top to Callum. Callum to Wojcik, left side. Back to Callum. 2:45 on the third quarter clock as he shifts it to Cosart. Now in the right corner to Callum. Wanted to go inside. Boy, nice play by Seth Bergman as he read the play, knocked it away, and got the steal. 4th Bobcat turnover here in the third quarter. Magnus crosses the timeline. Takes it to the left side. Wanted to hit Nielsen on a backdoor cut, but it was covered nicely by Callum. And instead hands it to Callaway Smith. He drives down the lane, put up a shot. It's no good, and it's off of him, out of bounds.
Ruff was chasing that one out of bounds. Not sure how he didn't get the last time.
I'm not sure either.
Bobcats are not going to argue. Maybe a few of the South Central fans to our left might think differently.
They swing it to Cosart, left wing three, no good. Ruff, great inside rebounding position, goes for the reverse layup, flips it over his head, and it's good. Wyatt Ruff has 5 in the ball game, and it's a 4-point contest with 2 minutes left to play in the third. Cougars, Max Magnus with it on the left side. Gets around a little screen, rises on a 2, and he buries it. Max Magnus in double figures with 10, having his best game of the tournament. Makes it 33-27. Cosart gets it to Radloff. Radloff down the lane, looks to Ruff on the baseline, puts up the 10-footer. It's off the heel of the rim, no good. Wojcik, though, a weak side offensive rebound, and Clayton sticks that up and in. He has 6, and it's back to a 4-point game with 1:25 on the third quarter clock. Magnus works to the left, drives underneath the basket, drew a crowd, tried to pass out of it, and Callum got a fingertip on it to knock it out of bounds along the baseline. Evan Hoover checks in for the first time. He replaces Callaway Smith as he'll inbounds from deep in the corner. Gets it out to Magnus. He's on the right wing. Magnus gets a little screen from Smith. That was Jacob. He looks to Seth Jones. Jones gets it back out top to Jacob Smith. He's the only Smith on the court for the Cougars. They set a double screen, popping Magnus free for a jumper from 16 at the free throw line. No good. Rebound Radloff. Outlet quickly to Wojcik, but the Cougars got back beautifully defensively. Bobcats work it in the corner to Ruff. Oh, a nice move around his defender. Gets inside, puts it off the glass, and it's good.
Shot fake and then the baseline drive, able to get the layup.
So it's a 2-point game, 33-31, with 37 seconds to play in the third quarter. Max Magnus crosses the timeline at the center circle, bounces it for Seth Jones. He holds on the left side, puts the dribble down, now gets it to Smith. Jacob looks it over with 25 seconds on the clock. Now puts it on the floor and leaves it with Hoover. Hoover out on the perimeter towards the top of the key in the center circle, leaves it with Nielsen. Nielsen, 13 seconds on the clock. Ball got knocked away, and it's picked up by Wojcik. He's going to go in for the uncontested layup with 7 seconds on the clock. And that ties the game up at 33. 3 seconds. Jacob Smith gets all the way length of the court. Layup not in time. And it wouldn't have counted. It didn't go in anyway, but it wouldn't have counted as the third quarter comes to a close with this game tied at 33 between Cowden, Herrick, Beecher City, and South Central at the NTC tournament on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
Tom Henderson State Farm Insurance helps people manage the risk of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and help you realize your dreams. Contact Tom Henderson today.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Color Drive in Effingham will find a vehicle that works for you. Check out Northside Ford's selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs today.
Person-to-person money transfer. Easy, the way it should be. Learn more at crossroadsbank.com. Crossroads Bank. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC. Video and audio streaming of the 2024 National Trail Conference Tournament is proudly presented by Premier Broadcasting, 97.9 XFM and KJ Country 102.3.
Well, the Bobcats outscored South Central 14-13 in the third quarter to tie the ball game up at 33 as it's their ball to start the fourth period of action. They work it over on the side to Callum. Cross-court pass to Cosart. They get it out top to Radloff. He looks inside to Ruff, trying to post up, nothing doing. Kicks it out to Wojcik, top of the key. Goes to Callum in the corner for 3. It's around and off, no good. Rebound, Weston Nielsen. He brings it up court for the Cougars. Takes it up the left side, gets towards the basket. On his way to the hoop, he's fouled, and they will say the foul is on the floor before the shot, but it's Cougars to inbounds under the basket.
It's going to be 3 for Caden Callum. Obviously, the first team foul for the Bobcats as we're just 22 seconds into this final period.
Officials checked with one another, and the official that called it said, yes, it was on the floor. And I think there was a bump before he got a shot away.
A lot of shots made in that first quarter. CHBC was 7 of 11 from the field. South Central was 5 of 8.
Looks like Gage Lorton's going to return, and Caden Callum will have a seat for Cowden Herrick Beecher City. And this is about as big a lineup as you'll see out of them.
Yeah, 3 fouls for 3 fouls there, but again, getting a bigger guy in, and they get a takeaway on the baseline inbound. It's Ruff who takes it away.
Yeah, there was some contact between him and Bergman, but the pass was right at his feet. Bergman couldn't control it, and it's now Bobcat ball with a chance to take the lead. Ruff fakes the 3, steps in the arc for a 2, and he drills it. Wyatt Ruff with 9 gives the lead back to the Bobcats. They're up 35-33.
Yeah, he's played with some confidence on the offensive end of the floor and also has 7 rebounds. His best game of the tournament, most likely.
Callaway Smith gets it from Bergman, moves to the top of the key and hands it to Jacob Smith. Jacob Smith looks for the backdoor cutting. Weston Nielsen drives to the basket, layup, good. Weston Nielsen ties the ball game up at 35 after a nice pass from the top.
And I think South Central's had a number of opportunities to find Nielsen on the back cut and haven't hit him, but that time they find the open man.
Ruff says, you're not going to guard me, I'll drive into the lane, and then he made a beautiful pass to Clayton Wojcik, who cut underneath the basket. He lays it up and in. He has 10, and it's 37-35. Bobcats ahead by 2 as the Cougars have it with the left side of the court with Magnus. He looks out top to Bergman, over to Nielsen. He's on the right wing. Gets the screen and brings it out top. Now crosses over, goes down the right side of the lane, stops, pops, jumper from fading away is good. Weston Nielsen hits the little jumper. He has 10 to tie it up at 37, and South Central takes a timeout with 6:16 on the clock. It's 37-37, high school basketball in the NTC tournament. 7th place game on Classic Hits, 97.9 XFM.
Compass Advisory Group is here to guide you in the right direction for all of your investment and insurance needs. Contact Kurt Strohmeyer or Corey McDaniel at 217-347-9697.
Hi, this is Kathy from Barlow Lock and Security. Secure your home or business with a customized system from us. Good luck, area teams in the tournament.
Since 1937, Geckner Brothers has been proud to support local and area teams, and that continues with this year's NTC tournament. Best of success area teams from the family at Geckner Brothers. Thanks for watching the NTC tournament, provided by Premier Broadcasting, 97.9 XFM and KJ Country 102.3.
And academic programs.
Well, all the games are going to be as competitive as this one for the rest of the day of the NTC tournament.
I think that's a pretty good chance, and we've had so much fun the last couple of days, and we've got a good finish brewing here between the Bobcats and the Cougars.
It's the 7th place game, 37-37 the score as the Bobcats bring it up court, work around the perimeter. Ruff has it on the right side, looks inside for Radloff, posting up, spin move, stop, shot off the glass is too strong. Wojcik, though, grabs the rebound on the weak side, but got under the basket, shuffled a pass somehow to Lorton, and as Lorton made the catch, a foul was whistled as South Central picks up the personal.
Callaway Smith going to get his first of the afternoon. First team foul for the Cougars. And so baseline inbound coming. August Kosar going to trigger it there.
Cougars in a zone defensively off of the inbound. Bobcats working to get open, and now they finally lob it back out top to Ruff. To the top of the key, he goes to Wojcik, left wing 3. It's pretty deep. Shot is no good as he left it short. So Kosar grabs the offensive rebound, puts one up. It's no good. Long rebound tapped out to Radloff, who tapped it to himself. Got it under control, sent it to Wojcik, to Callum, back to Wojcik, top of the key.
Lots of extra looks on this possession.
1-2-2 zone defense for the Cougars now as Ruff gets it to Callum. Or, Wojcik. He was right behind my backboard. They go to Ruff in the corner. Double team, hemmed in, tried to bounce it off of one of the Cougars and missed. And it goes out of bounds to South Central.
You know, CHBC hasn't used a timeout in this game, and right there you got a guy trapped in the corner in the fourth quarter of a tight game. Could have seen one get used right there just to save the possession and sort of get everybody back on the right page.
Magnus trots it up court. The Cougars a chance to take the lead back. 37-37 as they bounce it to Nielsen on the left side. He brings it to the top of the key. Ball got loose a little bit, but he picks it up. Wanted to go to Callaway Smith. Callaway wasn't ready for the pass, but Cosart was. He takes it away, gets it ahead to Wojcik. Back to Cosart. Cosart, top of the key to Wojcik, left wing, fakes the three. Now he'll drive in the lane. Gives it out to Cosart. Top of the key three, off the rim, no good. Tapped by Radloff to Wojcik, and Wojcik lays it up and in. Clever little play there by Radloff to set up the teammate for the easy bucket. 4:35 on the fourth quarter clock as Magnus bounces it out top to Jacob Smith to Callaway Smith, right wing. Callaway goes to Bergman, top of the key. Bergman looks inside for Jacob Smith. Shot up. They say the foul on the floor before a shot. It'll be South Central ball under their basket. And
Blake Doring is livid with his team. Yeah, it's something that the entire bench saw that the players on the floor didn't see.
It was the play to work the lob underneath, but it took them forever to make that throw, and that's why the defense was at least able to recover to foul it.
The Cosart picked that one up. 2 team fouls for the Bobcats.
Callaway Smith fires it out to Bergman. Bergman catches on the wing and brings it to the top of the key where he looks to Max Magnus on the left side. Magnus picked up by Lorton, gets the screen out top, doesn't really utilize it much, and bounces it off to Bergman, or rather Smith. That's Jacob. He sets the screen for Nielsen. Now Bergman sets the screen for Nielsen, and Nielsen squares up for the three and buries it.
He's got 7 points in this fourth quarter. In fact, he's got all 7 points for the Cougars in this fourth quarter.
40-39, South Central leads by 1. Bobcats work it to Wojcik. Wojcik on the left wing gets it baseline to Ruff. He's open for the three. He takes the three. It's off the front of the rim, bounces to the weak side, where Lorton grabs the rebound. He lost the handle as Callaway Smith took it away from him. Callaway shuffles it to Max Magnus. He pushes it up the middle of the court, realizes he doesn't have enough help, and circles it to the wing.
Second Bobcat turnover.
Magnus gets a little screen from Bergman. Still on the dribble, tried to go down to the corner. Now has picked up his dribble on the wing. Popping free out top is Nielsen. He circles to the right side. It's a screen from Bergman. Squares up for another three. It's on the way, and it's good.
Wow.
Weston Nielsen with 16 in the ball game as the Cougars take a 4-point lead again.
And, I mean, look, everybody in the gym knew what they were trying to do there, but Nielsen's still able to get the open look.
30-second timeout taken by Cowden Herrick Beecher City with 3:07 to play in the fourth quarter. It's South Central 43, CHBC 39 on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
Since 1937, Geckner Brothers has been proud to support local and area teams, and that continues with this year's NTC tournament. Best of success area teams from the family at Geckner Brothers.
Washington Savings Bank is here for you through every stage of life. We make banking easy and convenient.
.307 to play in the fourth quarter. 43-39. These two teams played a double overtime game on Friday night before the NTC tournament. They're locked in a good one here.
It's been the Weston Nielsen show in the fourth quarter. He has scored all 10 South Central points as they had this 4-point lead, 3 minutes left.
Cougars show that, well, it's more of a 3-2 look now with the zone defense. As Wojcik takes it to the top of the key. They get it on the side to Callum, out to Wojcik, around to Evans. Evans moves to the wing, now to Wojcik as he handles top of the key. Back to Evans, back to Wojcik. Wojcik to Evans as they're just playing catch, and we're going to have another timeout taken by Tanner Thompson. With 2:38 to play in the fourth quarter, it'll be another 30-second timeout. 43-39 still the score. The Cougars leading by 4 at the NTC Tournament 7th-place game on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
Heartland Human Services is proud to sponsor the NTC tournament. Your physical and mental health are similar. Take care of both for a happy, healthy life. If you've got a passion for helping others, apply today at heartlandhs.org.
Come see all the new and exciting Chevrolet and Toyota vehicles here at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham, or shop and buy 24/7 at danheck.com.
.43-39 the score with 2:38 to play here in the fourth quarter. I keep saying fourth quarter. I'm not going to say the ball game just yet, as CHBC will have it, trailing by 4.
Yeah, I mean, why would you assume anything when they played double overtime just 8 days ago? But the HBC is going to have to figure out what to do with that zone that South Central has recently employed, the 3-2.
They lob it to the high post to Radloff. He goes right back out to Wojcik. Wojcik from the top of the key looks on the side to Callum. He fakes the pass, now squares up for a three. It's left short. Rebound tapped around, and Radloff got a little push in to try to get to that ball, and he's going to be called for the foul.
Yeah, and that shot for Callum, didn't have anyone in front of him, but I wouldn't call him open either. Shot never really got above the rim either. It just off the hand didn't look like it had much on it. Radloff picked up the foul there, his first.
Cougars going to look for a good shot with a patient trip. They set up in a 1-4 low, and now popping out on the wing is Callaway Smith. He makes the catch on the left side. Right there with him is Evans, and there's no movement, and a 5-second call whistled as Smith just held on to it, waiting for something to develop.
Third turnover for the Cougars, and probably as frustrating a turnover as you'll have in a ball game right there. Is you're playing out in front, right? You just have to be smart now, and they give it up.
Boy, Bobcats almost gave it up as Callum couldn't handle the pass, but he did get it back to Wojcik. They send it inside and then back out to Carson Evans, and another little busted type play leads to an open shot, and Evans buried it.
Yeah, Radloff with the feed, and Evans has hit a couple of triples in this game.
So it's 43-42, South Central up by 1. Bergman has it, bounces it for Jacob Smith out top. Jacob holds at the top of the key, bounces it to Callaway Smith. They look inside, nothing doing. Callaway's holding and bouncing for Jacob Smith on the wing. Jacob matched up with Callum. Callum, the guard, pestering the big guy out on the perimeter, made it a tough pass, but Callaway Smith caught it right at the timeline.
I was going to say, got pretty close to midcourt there.
Minute 15 on the clock in a 1-point game. Bergman out on the perimeter, handling, and now a timeout is taken by South Central. With a minute 12 to play in the contest, it'll be a 60-second timeout for the Cougars. We'll take one as well. It's 43-42, South Central leading CHBC by 1 on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
For over 30 years, SPS has been providing care to the surrounding area. Specializing in around-the-clock and hourly care, we focus on in-home and nursing home care. If you need help with your loved ones, call Mitchell or Sherry today at 217-690-3240. Diedrich Bank is proud to sponsor the NTC tournament. Diedrich Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Tom Henderson State Farm Insurance helps people manage the risk of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and help you realize your dreams. Contact Tom Henderson today.
Thanks for watching the NTC Tournament, provided by Premier Broadcasting, 97.9 XFM and KJ Country 102.3.
43-42, a minute 12 to play yet in this ball game. South Central will have the ball to inbounds along the sideline, just on their side of the half-court line, as they lead by 1.
Blake Doring using his fourth timeout for the Cougars to draw something up to get it into Nielsen here.
Nielsen working against Clayton Wojcik. That's a tough draw. But Wojcik picks up Nielsen because Nielsen scored all their points.
Yeah, he's done all the damage in this fourth quarter.
Bergman has it now on the left side, picks up his dribble, and we've got a reach in as the Bobcats pick up a foul.
Still a common foul, 57.9 seconds left, but that one, let's go against Gage Lorton, and that's 4 for him. So that's worth noting.
Just under a minute to play. South Central again to inbounds. They throw it in backcourt to Magnus. He's left alone as Lorton will now pick him up as he crosses the timeline. Magnus looks to the left, now bounces it to the right to Bergman. Bergman started out there by Radloff with the dribble. Now he's picked it up. Looking for help. Going to lob it to Callaway Smith, but before he does so, Blake Doring takes another timeout. I think the Cougars were going to end up with the ball there, Dustin, but I think it was a good idea to take the timeout for Coach Doring as well.
That's his last one.
So that's the only issue with 40 seconds left for the Cougars. We're just going to keep it right here at this point in time. It's 43-42. South Central, I know you want to hang on to the ball and milk the clock, but you're up 1. But, boy, if they can do it, credit to them, but it'll be a long time to take care of the ball against the aggressive Bobcat defense.
So CHBC has 14 fouls. So if they foul, they do put you at the free throw line. So defensively, what's the strategy for the Bobcats here coming out of this timeout?
I think I wait a little bit. I might, let it get down to maybe 20 seconds, and if it gets down that far and you still haven't got a steal, then maybe I think about fouling someone I want to foul.
Now, are you extra aggressive if you foul?
Sure.
So what?
Sure. I think that's fair play. If go for the ball, maybe you get called for a bump going for it, but you're not intentionally fouling.
Sure.
I guess is what I'm saying.
Hey, already 175 people watching this game on our video stream, and that number's only going to get bigger as the day rolls on.
We are looking forward to a great day of basketball, and this seventh-place game has been an example of what we hope to see throughout the contest. Callaway Smith will be passed to trigger the inbounds. He goes in backcourt to Magnus. Magnus in no hurry to get it up court, and why would he be? He's picked up right at the timeline. He crosses with 33 seconds on the clock, takes it to the right wing, now spins and gets it to Callaway Smith. Smith over to Bergman. Bergman is going to be fouled there by Radloff, and I had the look of maybe we want to try Bergman out at the free throw line.
Yeah, it's definitely not just hey, I'm going to try to knock it away, and if I get the foul call, so what? That was definitely a foul to foul as Radloff picked up his second. So Bergman hasn't shot the ball much at all tonight.
Made the first free throw. It was nothing but net. So now it's a 2-point ball game with 24.7 seconds left, and just before they bounce the ball to Bergman, Cowden Herrick Beecher City takes the timeout. We'll take a 60-second timeout as well. 44-42, South Central leads Cowden Herrick Beecher City on Classic Hit 97.9 XFM.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a vehicle that works for you. Check out Northside Ford's selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs today.
Hi, this is Kathy from Barlow Lock and Security. Secure your home or business with a customized system from us. Good luck, area teams in the tournament.
Washington Savings Bank is here for you through every stage of life. We make banking easy and convenient.
Thanks for watching the NTC Tournament, provided by Premier Broadcasting, 97.9 XFM and KJ Country 102.3.
Catastrophic, but most likely, we'll see what happens here.
Cougars have fouls to give as well. So as long as the Bobcats aren't shooting, as they're bringing the ball up the court, that sort of thing, you can foul a couple of times to slow them down. Now remember, South Central out of timeout. The CHBC can stop the clock with a timeout if and when they score.
Yeah, the Bobcats have a couple left. Bergman makes the second.
Boy, he was ice water in his veins. Hit them both pretty easily. Wojcik crosses the timeline. There is a reach and a foul with 19.4 seconds left. So the Cougars are using their fouls to give here.
Yeah, Callaway Smith picks up his second, but and that's, this is a smart thing to do. You just milk some time off that clock.
Callum looking to trigger the inbound, throws it in backcourt. Rather, that was Evans. He got it to Wojcik, and Wojcik is fouled again. But he was so far from the basket,
yeah.
I think maybe you let him get up court and waste more time.
I think you make him dribble to the timeline, and before he gets within shooting range, then you foul him. You already made them throw away in the backcourt, so there's a couple of seconds burned, and then a couple more seconds to get it to the timeline.
Evans throws it to Wojcik. Wojcik crosses the timeline, 15 seconds on the clock. They work it in the corner to Callum, back to Wojcik. Wojcik fakes the three, goes to Callum again. He launches a wing three. It's off the heel of the rim, no good. Flashing in for the rebound is Lorton, out to Evans. Wing three is short and grabbed by Bergman as the horn blows. Contact comes to an end as Blake Doring breathes a deep sigh of relief as his club picks up the 45-42 victory over Cowden Herrick Beecher City in the 7th-place game of the NTC tournament.
And South Central was going to make somebody besides Clayton Wojcik take that last shot, and that defensive strategy worked out well for them. Bobcats got a couple of looks, maybe only one that was particularly clean, and they can't knock it down. Yeah, 3-point game to get us started. Should be the first of 4 good ones here tonight.
Looking forward to the consolation championship between North Clay and Windsor Sioux Straws. That one's coming up next, but first we wrap up this one as South Central defeats Cowden Herrick Beecher City 45-42 in the 7th place game of the NCC tournament on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
Heartland Human Services is proud to sponsor the NTC tournament. Your physical and mental health are similar. Take care of both for a happy, healthy life. If you've got a passion for helping others, apply today at heartlandhs.org.
Come see all the new and exciting Chevrolet and Toyota vehicles here at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham, or shop and buy 24/7 at danheck.com.
Person-to-person money transfer. Easy, the way it should be. Learn more at crossroadsbank.com. Crossroads Bank. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC. Video and audio streaming of the 2024 National Trail Conference Tournament is proudly presented by Premier Broadcasting, 97.9 XFM and KJ Country 102.3.
Then take notes, because you're going to want to go to 1905 South Banker Street and see exactly what they have. Bob's Discount is a home improvement store that carries furniture, cabinets, countertops, doors, windows, flooring, bathtub, showers, and much more. They offer all these quality products at low prices. Bring your notes and stop by Monday through Saturday from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and check out all the great products at Bob's Discount Home Improvement Center on South Banker.
This is the Farm Credit Illinois Postgame Show. Farm Credit Illinois, assisting farmers for over 100 years.
Final score in the 7th place game, South Central 45, Cowden Herrick Beecher City 42, as South Central had quarters of 9, 11, 13, and 12 for their total of 45. They led by as many as 7 in this ball game. Cowden Herrick Beecher City had to lead a few times as well, by as much as 3, with quarters of 9, 10, 14, and 9 for their total of 42. It was a fun ball game in the 7th place contest, with the consolation game coming up next between North Clay and Windsor Stew Straws. Dustin has the team stats ready from the first one.
South Central wins this game shooting exactly 50% from the field, 16 of 32. The Cougars were 9 for 12 in the second half to get that field goal percentage to an even 50. 7 out of 8 at the free throw line were the Cougars, 87.5%. And they went 3 for 3 from beyond the arc in the second half to get their number up to 6 for 13 for the game. That's 46%. CHBC, 42.5% shooting. They were 17 of 40 from the field. 5 out of 7 at the free throw line. Didn't shoot one in the second half. 71.4% there. And they could never get the lid off from beyond the arc. 3 of 17 on their triples. That's 17.6%. Rebounding edge did belong to CHBC, 22-16, almost solely on the strength of their offensive rebounding. And the turnovers, Bobcats had 12, South Central had 10. Not a big number for either team. So there's your team numbers. I'll keep working on the individual stats from that first game.
We'll take a break, come back with them, chat with the coaches, Tanner Thompson and Blake Doring, if they're able to make it up between games, as we get set for Windsor Stew Straws and North Clay in the Consolation Championship on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
Heartland Human Services is proud to sponsor the NTC tournament. Your physical and mental health are similar. Take care of both for a happy, healthy life. If you've got a passion for helping others, apply today at heartlandhs.org. Video and audio streaming of the 2024 National Trail Conference Tournament is proudly presented by Premier Broadcasting, 97.9 XFM and KJ Country 102.3.
Come see all the new and exciting Chevrolet and Toyota vehicles here at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham, or shop and buy 24/7 at danheck.com.
Person-to-person money transfer. Easy, the way it should be. Learn more at crossroadsbank.com. Crossroads Bank. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
Final day of the 88th Annual National Trail Conference Tournament started with a good one as South Central defeats Cowden Herrick Beecher City 45-42. They improved to 12-12 on the season, and CHBC slips to 10-14. Still some pretty gaudy records for clubs playing in a 7th-place game of your conference tournament. Dustin has the individual numbers ready, and we'll send it over to him.
All right, thank you, Matt. 12 points for Clayton Wojcik led the way for CHBC. 6 of 10 from the field. Scored 10 of those 12 in the second half. 4 rebounds, a couple of assists for him as well. Caps off a really nice tournament for him. He was the only double-figure scorer for the Bobcats. Wyatt Ruff got them 9 points off the bench. He had 9 points and 7 rebounds. 4 for 8 from the field, 1 out of 1 at the free throw line. Then 6 points for Carson Evans on 2 of 6 shooting. All of his shots from beyond the arc. Also 6 points for A.J. Radloff. He was 3 for 4 from the floor, had 5 rebounds, 4 of them on the offensive glass to go with a couple assists. And then 6 points for Gage Lorton, 1 for 2 from the field, and 4 for 4 at the free throw line with 3 boards. Also 3 points for Caden Callum on 1 of 5 shooting from the field. He was 0 for 2 at the free throw line. All his field goal attempts also from beyond the arc. And August Cosart, he was 0 for 5, never did score, but he did have a rebound and 1 assist. So those 7 played for the Bobcats. They fall to 10 and 14 on the year. For South Central, 14 points for Jacob Smith on 6 of 8 shooting, including 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. 14 points, 3 rebounds for him, but actually it was Weston Nielsen who was the leading scorer. 16 points off the bench, 6 of 12 from the field. He scored 10 of their 12 fourth-quarter points on perfect 4 for 4 shooting, including a couple of threes. He hit 4 3-pointers in the game, and he did a great job here today. And then the third double-figure scorer for the Cougars was Max Magnus. 10 points on 3 of 6 shooting. He went 4 for 4 at the free throw line. 2 points for Cage Heaston on 1 of 2 shooting. He didn't play in the second half, had a rebound and a couple of assists. Callaway Smith, 0 for 3 from the field, 1 for 2 at the free throw line for his single point. 3 rebounds, 2 assists for him. And then Seth Bergman, he was 0 for 1 from the field, 2 for 2 at the free throw line, only scored 2 points, but those 2 free throws were very big in that fourth quarter. He also had 4 rebounds. Evan Hoover played, didn't shoot. Same for Seth Jones. Same for Lucas Bersat. Those are your numbers from the first half. And coach from CHBC, Tanner Thompson, made his way up. So I will turn it over to Matt and Tanner for the post-game chat.
Thank you very much, Dustin. We appreciate that as Coach Thompson flips the headsets on. And, Coach, I know this game didn't turn out exactly the way you wanted it to, but at the end of the week, you play in 3 very competitive ball games out of the 4 contests that you have. Boy, that's got to be a lot to build on for the Bobcats.
Oh, yes, definitely. We played very hard. So today, though, you got to credit South Central. They're a good team, you know, and we knew it was going to be a battle, as it has been all year between us, and I was very proud, though.
Yeah, I'm sure they weren't exactly comfortable being up 3 with the way they were up 3 on last Friday night with the shot at the buzzer there to tie it up and send it to another overtime. But like you said, your kids played extremely hard today, and it was fun watching them play throughout the week. And you've got a good group there that puts out a lot of effort, and it really shows. And tonight, one of those guys that had to benefit a lot of those effort plays was Wyatt Ruff, who came off the bench and was big for you.
Oh, yes, he was. I told him in the locker room after the game, you know, that's the best I've seen you play. And we knew it was there. And he really brought it today. His rebounding was there. He would drive to the basket, and very proud of him.
Clayton Wojcik, just a top athlete in the conference, and you know they really focused on him, and he didn't force much of anything.
Right.
And finished with 12 points. Did a good job of setting up his opponents and battled defensively and with the boards as well.
Yes, he did. And like Greg Fiesel said, I'd say the same thing. If our guards ain't rebounding, we're going to have a tough time because we're not blessed with the most height, you know. So he did very good being the floor leader and setting up the offense. And like you said, he didn't force a thing. Very happy.
You know, going back to the team aspect and then kind of the overall look at the NTC, you've got a 7th and 8th place game in a conference tournament that features a team that's now 500 on the season and your club with 10 wins. Yep. I mean, that shows the strength of the conference and really the balance and the competitiveness of it as well.
Very competitive conference. The strength of this conference is insane. I've said it all my life. The best conference in 1A basketball, hands down, in the state of Illinois. You're gonna have to get through an NTC team in a regional and most likely a sectional about every year, and so it's very fun to play in this. And I thought we have proved ourselves from when I first started coaching till now. The boys have really stepped up, and we're not the same team that get beat by 30, 40 points, so
No.
very blessed here. It's been a fun time.
Well, our time gets short between games here, but we appreciate you always coming up and chatting with us after the game. Coach Thompson, good luck the rest of the way with your Bobcats this season.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. You guys do great.
Thank you. Tanner Thompson will hand the headsets back over, and we see that Blake Doring has made his way up to the booth as well, the head coach for the South Central Cougars, who comes away with the victory today, 45-42. And I'm guessing you weren't all that comfortable being up by 3 late in the ball game against this Bobcat ball club.
No. I had some flashbacks to
it's Friday night, but it seems like a year and a half ago in a sense, doesn't it?
I thought we made some free throws to get it to 3, and did just enough there at the end. Not exactly how I pictured it going. I thought we forced them into an extremely tough shot with probably 15 to go and didn't get a rebound. And luckily for us, the kid missed his shot there.
Boy, on the offensive end, you had different players stepping up throughout the game. And you mentioned the 2 big free throws from Seth Bergman. Those were his only 2 points. And it looked like they wanted to try him out at the line because with the way that they kind of picked up that foul. And boy, did Seth respond.
Yeah, 2 big shots there. And after we kind of went into a lull for a while. And, just 2 big shots to get it from 1 to 3.
You had Weston Nielsen, a freshman for your club, scored 10 of his 16 points in that fourth quarter. Obviously, every one of them a big bucket.
Yeah, he just it's no coincidence. Last Sunday, he was in the gym with me and my 2 10-year-olds. Got up about 600 threes in an hour and made over 50%. So, good things happen to kids who put in time and effort. And he stepped in rhythm and made them and took the ball to the hole. And, doesn't seem to be a moment too bright for him.
Max Magnus came up big in the third quarter, scoring 8 of his 10 in that period, as again, he did a lot of the scoring load there. And then Jacob Smith got you off to a good start early by scoring 9 of his 14 in the first half. It's just kind of whoever's hot and feeling it, your kids did a good job of getting them the ball and staying in rhythm.
Yeah, I think, like you mentioned, several kids had some good spurts. Weston had a good spurt there in the fourth, and Max and Jacob, and that's what we need. Jacob has had some bright spots and hit a huge 3 here. I think it was in the third. Did some nice things. Max took the ball to the basket a few times instead of just settling for jump shots. And just proud of our kids after a tough one Tuesday and a poor second half last night to bounce back and get a win today.
Yeah, it is a good win to get against a good ball club. We talked about it with Coach Thompson. We'll talk about it with you. A 7th-place game that features 2 teams that have won over 10 games, and your club at 500 now with the win. It's been a challenging season in a lot of ways for the Cougars, but your club can maybe take this victory as a springboard into the final third of the season.
Yeah, there's the final regular season game 20 days away, so we're getting down to the end here, and we want to keep getting better and better every day, and we don't play till Friday, so hopefully several days of practice here will do us some good, and just continue to hopefully get better and better as the season goes on.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you chatting with us after the game. Congratulations on the win, and good luck to the Cougars the rest of the season.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Blake Doring will hand the headsets off as well as we wrap up the first game of 3 this afternoon as South Central defeats Cowden Herrick Beecher City 45-42. We'll take a break. We'll come back and get you set for the second of 3 as it'll be the consolation championship between North Clay and Windsor Stew Straws coming up next on 97.9 XFM.
Thanks for watching the NTC Tournament, provided by Premier Broadcasting, 97.9 XFM and KJ Country 102.3.